Now, back to Bowl Game Radio with Bruce Binkowski and Mark Neville on San Diego's sports leader, the mighty 1090.
Welcome back to Bowl Game Radio. I'm Mark Neville, and I'm with Bruce Binkowski, and we're here for our third segment now. And just a reminder that Bowl Game Radio is brought to you by San Diego County Credit Union. It's not big bank banking, it's better. And MJE Marketing, creative, connected, and always curious. Visit mjemarketing.com. And a reminder, we are taking your calls tonight. The call-in numbers are 858-457-1090 or 877-792-1090. And a reminder, everyone that gets on the air is going to get a $25 Tilted Kilt Mission Valley gift card.
And Bowl Game Radio every Wednesday night until December 18th, I believe is the night.
That's right.
So we'll be talking the San Diego County Credit Union Poinsettia Bowl, the National University Holiday Bowl, college football, every Wednesday night from 6 to 7 right here on the Mighty 1090. And mark your calendars for these two big games. The San Diego County Credit Union Poinsettia Bowl is Thursday, December the 26th. It'll be a team from the Mountain West, and it looks like it'll be a team from the Mid-American Conference now. Bring the family. The UT San Diego, I got it. The UT San Diego Family 4-pack includes 4 plaza-level tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas, and a game program for just $170. A great deal. And $1 from each ticket sold, not only from the 4-pack, from every ticket sold at the game, goes to Make-A-Wish San Diego. So just order your tickets through poinsettiabowl.com or call 619-285-5061. Marching bands, fireworks, the Make-A-Wish kids are on the pregame, on the field for the pregame. It's just a great night. And then, that's a Thursday. The following Monday, Monday Night Football, December the 30th, the 36th Annual National University Holiday Bowl, 7:15 kickoff, Pac-12, Big 12, and fabulous pregame and halftime pageantry. Just go to holidaybowl.com and order your tickets tonight. Great Christmas gifts for both games.
Absolutely. Stocking stuffers.
Absolutely right.
So in our first segment, we talked with Coach Ted Tollner, and we pretty much stayed on the National University Holiday Bowl. We're going to jump over to the other game now, the San Diego County Credit Union Poinsettia Bowl, and we're pleased to have joining us a gentleman who has been with the Mountain West, or has covered the Mountain West since its inception in 1999. He is also does the radio color analysis for the Air Force Academy Falcons, and he's also the executive producer of the Mountain West Network. This is Jesse Kurtz. Jesse, welcome to the program. You're on with Bruce Binkowski and Mark Neville.
Fellas, how are you? Privileged to be on with you.
Thanks for joining us. All right, Jesse, let's get to the nitty-gritty. We the Poinsettia Bowl, have the second selection out of the Mountain West this year. Now, we're all assuming that Fresno State is going to run the table and go to the BCS and not be available to either the Las Vegas Bowl or the San Diego County Credit Union Poinsettia Bowl. Are you in that camp that Fresno State's going to run the table and go to the big show?
I am in that camp. They do have a couple of pitfalls left. This game at Wyoming is not going to be any cakewalk by any means. Anytime you go into Laramie in mid-November, it's not a friendly place to go, especially for a passing offense with Derek Carr and Devontae Adams and all the offensive weapons that they have. The great neutralizer that they have in Laramie is the weather. And that Cowboy offense can put up some points. So that's one pitfall. And then they do have that final game of the regular season looming against San Jose State, which if the Spartans win out, fellas, that could be for the right to go to the Mountain West Championship game. Forget about BCS. I mean, that game right there.
That's true.
Would be to represent the West Division in the Mountain West Championship game. So Fresno State has a couple of big games looming here for different reasons, but I think they certainly have the capability, they have the talent, and the coach in Tim DeRuyter to be a BCS team. There's no doubt about that. And, of course, that would be great for the Mountain West, all institutions. And even with that fallout, you guys are still going to have a heck of a team that's going to come into San Diego to take part in the Poinsettia Bowl.
We agree with you 100%. And now you mentioned those regular season games that Fresno State has left. They also are going to have perhaps that championship game for the Mountain West as well, probably facing Boise State again in Fresno or maybe Utah State. Do you think either of those teams have an opportunity to knock them off?
Listen, we all know from watching as many football games as you have that the revenge factor can be something that looms large in a locker room. And, Boise State obviously playing without their senior leader in Joe Southwick and a quality running back in Baltazar. But they seem to have gotten things going. They had a little bit of hiccup against BYU, but this is a very dangerous football team. And on the defensive side of the ball, DeMarcus Lawrence is a one-man wrecking crew. If Boise State gets there, and right now they only have they're tied in the conference standings with Utah State. But if they get there, don't count out the Broncos to be the first team that upsets Fresno State, because that revenge factor can be quite the motivator, and they certainly have the talent to do so. That will be a heck of a Mountain West championship game.
Well, they almost
is Fresno State and Boise State.
They almost knocked them off earlier in the season. It was a 41-40 game there in Fresno.
You're absolutely right. And Fresno State had a big lead, and Boise State had the tenacity to come back on them. So if that's what we're blessed with on December 7th, it'll be a heck of an inaugural Mountain West football championship game. This
is Bruce Binkowski along with Mark Neville. We're speaking with Jesse Kurtz, and he's our Mountain West Conference expert, or at least for tonight, Jesse, anyway. Jesse.
That's the first time I've ever been called an expert, including in my own house.
Well, listen, you are on the radio every week with Air Force football, so you follow the Mountain West, you work for the conference. Let me ask you about Air Force. Let's go to the military academies for a little bit, because we obviously have a great relationship with the Naval Academy. They've been to three Poinsettia Bowl games. We've been trying to get Army to get bowl eligible and come down here to San Diego. And, of course, we've always coveted the Air Force. And what's happened to Air Force this year? Did they expect it to go so south so fast?
No, because this is a team that every time that they're counted out, they always rise to the occasion. One of the best seasons under Troy Calhoun, they weren't expected to do anything, and they win 9 games and go to a bowl game against the University of California.
That's right.
There's many things I think you can point to. I know a lot of people are quick to go to the youth and inexperience, and I think that certainly is a factor. This is one of the youngest teams Troy Calhoun has had, but the Academy has had young teams in the past that have fared very well. One thing that has been a problem is the quarterback play, and Air Force is the only team in the country that is down to its 4th starting quarterback.
That'll hurt you.
Yeah, the starting quarterback, Cale Pearson, got hurt, season-ending knee injury in the first half of the first game. They bring in the number 2, who is a highly praised and highly prized recruit out of the Denver area. He comes in and played fantastic through a couple of games. He got into trouble where he's no longer a cadet in good standing, so he can't represent the Academy in events. So now he's out. They go down to the 3rd string, who gets hurt. So now they're down to number 4, who has played remarkably well, in my opinion. He's a true freshman who, at the start of the year, didn't think he was going to sniff the football field, maybe ever at the quarterback position in his Academy career, and he was thrust into his 2nd ever start. And all he did was lead Air Force to a win over Army, spoiled their bowl chances, and really righted the ship in a major way. His name is Nate Romine. The Academy may have found a hidden gem in Nate Romine through all of this adversity that they've been put through. But I think you could point to that first and foremost, because in an option-style offense, everything filters through the quarterback. If he's not a good decision maker, he can't think on his toes, the offense goes south. And they've never had a chance to get into a rhythm going down to number 4, but Nate Roman has certainly taken the reins and has done a quality job and did a fantastic job last week. We'll see if he can do it this week at the University of New Mexico.
Well, and speaking of Army, you're right. They kind of spoiled their bowl chances, and Army, had they been bowl eligible by the first weekend of December, would have more than likely come to the San Diego County Credit Union Poinsettia Bowl. But now all they can be is the best record they can have by December the 7th, which is selection weekend, is 5-6. And because of the Navy, Army-Navy game, which now has been moved back a week to December the 14th, that just kills any chance for them to get to 6-6 and go to a bowl game. So, with that being said, it will be a Mountain West Mid-American Conference matchup in the Poinsettia Bowl this year. And when you look at the MAC, and I'm not going to put you on the spot and say you're a Mountain West Conference expert, but certainly not a MAC expert, but they've got some great teams in that conference. Northern Illinois is 9-0. Buffalo has got 6 wins, and they just killed Ohio last night by 27 points. What do you think of a MAC Mountain West matchup? Pretty equal in your mind?
Absolutely. The MAC is a quality conference. There's no doubt about it. I mean, they had a team that went into the BCS last year. Northern Illinois had a heck of a season last year, and they're doing it again right now. They're a couple slots below Fresno State on the BCS ranking. So that certainly is a quality matchup, no doubt. And it would have been fun with Army, but listen, that's a great conference, and especially the top half, just like the Mountain West. So we would certainly welcome sending a team, whether it be a Boise State or a San Jose State or a Utah State, in to play a MAC opponent in what I say is the greatest city on earth. I'm very jealous that you guys are in San Diego. So any of our teams, including the Aztecs, as we all know, love playing in that bowl game. It's a great city to go to around the holidays, and if it is a MAC opponent, I think it's a great idea.
I will tell you, I've gotten a lot of calls from athletic directors from the Mid-American Conference wondering, hey, do you think we can come to San Diego? So we think that the San Diego County Credit Union Poinsettia Bowl could, if the stars align, have two teams that could have 10, 11 wins on both sides. That's how good that this game can be this year.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I will assure you this, on our side, I haven't looked too much at the MAC standings other than Northern Illinois, because right now they're in the national spotlight, if you will. But I will assure you this, whatever team, with the second pick going to you guys, whatever team, whether it be Boise State or a San Jose State, the San Jose State team has really caught in fire lately. They've got a freshman running back who's dynamic and a senior quarterback in David Fales, who is a legitimate first-round draft pick in my eyes. You're going to see a pretty exciting football team if it's the Spartans. And then Utah State has one of the best defenses in the entire country that will come into San Diego if it's the Aggies. So whether you get the Broncos, a brand name, or the offenses of San Jose State, or possibly the defenses of Utah State, you're going to get a really fun team to watch who is going to be really excited to go to San Diego.
We've been talking about a lot of the teams that are excelling in the Mountain West right now. I kind of want to take go a different direction with the University of Hawaii. I think this is I know that Air Force has not played and will not play Hawaii this year, but I think it's very interesting that Hawaii right now, they haven't won a game, and they have one of the greatest minds, offensive minds in college football, and Norm Chow is their head coach. How is it possible, do you think, that they can have such a poor record with such a great offensive mind as a head coach?
That's a great question, and I don't have a solid answer for you. I have talked to Norm Chow on a couple of occasions here in the last couple of years, and, being candid, he knew this is a rebuilding project. The quarterback position has been a struggle. They brought in a kid, Taylor Graham, who's the son of Kent Graham, former New York Giants quarterback. Brought in Taylor Graham, who was at Ohio State and left there when Urban Meyer came over to run the spread option. Didn't fit his skill set, so he was originally recruited to UCLA by Norm Chow, goes out there, and it just didn't work out. And now they have a kid by the name of, last name is Schroeder, who has taken the reins at quarterback, and he's played very well. Hawaii just hasn't been able to get over that hump. They've played teams close, real close, including Fresno State, had a chance at the end of the game to beat Fresno State, had a chance last week late in the game to beat Colorado State, lost by 7. This is a team that just can't find a way to get over that hump, or they could have a couple of wins. But to your point, Norm Chow was the name, and really is still one of the names in the coaching circles of one of the more cerebral coaches, especially when it comes to the quarterback play. Why they can't get over that hump, I'm just not sure, because they're better than an 0-8 football team. I will tell you that much. I don't know how much better, but I will tell you this: they're better than 0-8, especially because they're one of the one teams that played Fresno State really tight.
They did. Jesse, one last question for you. You went to Colorado State, correct? Yep. In 1997, were you in Colorado State?
1997. I was at Colorado State. I indeed was.
Then you came down to the Holiday Bowl that year as a student to cheer on the Rams playing the Holiday. Is that correct?
Absolutely, I did.
Oh, okay. I was trying to put you on the spot. So you came to San Diego and you saw how we did it. And the reason I brought that up is that, first of all, Colorado State's a great school, but secondly, their coach, Sonny Lubick, in those days.
Class act.
A class act all the way. We love Sonny down here. And he's a member of the San Diego Bowl Game Association Hall of Fame. So final thoughts for you, or final comments from you, Sonny Lubick. Do you know him at all?
I do, and I'm going to condense a very long story into a short bit, because I know you guys are
good. We're out of time. But go ahead.
I was a freshman in college walked into that building, the coach's building, inadvertently, didn't know where I was. Sonny Lubick came up to me, asked me, "Are you lost?" I said, "Yes." Of course, I'm wowed. He walked me to the door that I needed to get to my freshman year in college. He didn't know me from anyone, and he personally made sure that I was on the right direction. That's the type of guy. He didn't owe me anything, but he certainly showed me a lot, and then I got to know him by covering the team. But that's all you need to know about Sonny Lubick. To say he's a class act would be a monumental understatement, and you guys know that.
I don't think anyone who has met Sonny Lubick had anything but great things to say about him. A great coach, great man, and like I said, a member of our Hall of Fame. Jesse,
well deserved, I would say. Jesse
Kurtz, thanks for joining us. We appreciate your insight on the Mountain West Conference, and who knows, maybe we'll be talking to you again very soon before the bowl season hits hard.
Always have time for you, fellas.
All right, great.
Thank you very much, Jesse. You're listening to the Bowl Game Radio on the San Diego Bowl Game Media Network and the Mighty 1090.